Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jesse Hawila with WFAA out of Dallas. And now that the snow has stopped, our focus is the extreme cold. We have an extreme cold warning in effect for all of North Texas through Tuesday morning. This has sparked a lot of school closings because of how dangerous the cold will be. We will have single-digit lows and wind chills 5 to 10 degrees below zero for much of our region. So there again is the extreme cold warning. It just looks like a blue map because everybody's included in this, even into Oklahoma and even down into central Texas. Low temperatures as we start. So what you're looking at are low temperatures early in the morning on Monday. This is what Monday morning looks like for Dallas. 12. Look at the record. The record is 12, set back in 1904. So we very well could be tying a record that's over 100 years old here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 10, the low in Fort Worth. 8 in Denton, 12 in McKinney, 18 Corsicana, Terrell 12, you get to Hillsboro 15, single-digit lows northwest of Dallas. That includes Denton again at 8 degrees, Decatur at 8, Bowie at 4, Gainesville 11. So bitterly cold air Monday morning. And you factor in the winds. That again is where that dangerous wind chill comes into play, where we're going to have wind chill values anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees below zero for all of North Texas. Terrell, Greenville, McKinney, bottom 10 degrees below zero, 6 below Corsicana, 6 below in Athens, and 8 below in Fort Worth. Dangerous cold Monday morning, and it doesn't get a lot better Monday afternoon. We do start making some improvements. We're not getting above freezing though Monday. Monday's high temperature stays in the 20s for Dallas, Fort Worth, Denton, and McKinney. 28 Dallas, 27 Terrell, Greenville 26. That's it in the afternoon. Some areas of northwestern sections of North Texas may actually even stay into the teens. Bowie 20, Archer City 21, Graham 21, and Corsicana 26. Then again, Tuesday morning, we're back into the single digits and teens for lows. We would be very close to a record again. 12 in Fort Worth, 13 Dallas, 10 Terrell, 14 degrees Waxahachie, 16 Corsicana, 7 in Gainesville, 7 in Sherman, and 2 in Bowie. Then you factor in the winds. There it is again, Tuesday morning, still wind chills below zero here in North Texas, where mind you, our normal low this time of the year is in the upper 30s. So yes, it's a cold time of the year, of course, and yes, we get these Arctic blasts. However, this one is lingering. We have all of the sleet and snow still in the area. We don't expect to start melting through that until we get into at least Tuesday afternoon. So if you look here, high temperatures over the next couple of days stay in the upper 20s. We will go above freezing by Tuesday around midday. So roads are expected to stay slick around here in North Texas and brutally cold. Let's see what's going on down in Central Texas to our friends in Austin.
I'm KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here in Austin, Texas, where we had heavy sleet and freezing rain, and we still have quite a bit of ice on the ground here in our Central Texas area. So we continue our weather impact alert all the way through Tuesday morning. Lingering icy travel is going to be an impact, and our extended freeze is going to continue. And I know we've been so focused here in Central Texas in the Austin area on this chance for ice and sleet and freezing rain. Well, now the precipitation is out, but the cold behind the system is also going to be really impactful. We have dangerous temperatures and wind chills in the forecast overnight into Monday, and then again for Tuesday morning. So continue hard freeze precautions and avoid any unnecessary travel. Again, not that every road is completely impassable, but we definitely have a lot of icy conditions out there, and I think it probably will get slicker again here in Central Texas as we go overnight and into early Monday. An extreme cold warning for those dangerously cold wind chills as low as 5 below zero is still in effect through noon on Monday. So here's the forecast for Sunday night into Monday morning. 18 in the forecast in Austin, our coldest air so far of the winter. 15 in Georgetown, lower teens, if not some single digits. I fully expect some of those low-lying creek beds and river valleys to drop down into the upper single digits, maybe as cold as 8 degrees over parts of the hill country. And then as you go to the coastal plains, places like Lockhart and Schulenburg and LaGrange, also in the upper teens, it's just going to be anywhere from 15 to 18 all across the I-35 corridor from Williamson County down to Hays County. I want to show you the feels like temperatures as well, and I hate to say this, but this particular model might even be a little bit conservative. It has 9 degrees for the feels like in Austin at 7 a.m. Monday, 3 in Fredericksburg and Blanco. I think these numbers could be lower into the single digits and potentially even a little below 0 over parts of the hill country. So we already have a lot of school delays and school closures because of the icy mess on the road. So hopefully folks are able to kind of stay inside, stay warm, stay hunkered down, and not have to get out to brave that too early in the day on Monday. So I want to show you some model data. Here's 9 p.m. on Sunday, and then as we go overnight into Monday, this model is even colder for Austin at 17. And then increasingly, I don't know that many areas get above freezing on Monday, and if they do, it's not going to be very long. So even overnight into Tuesday morning, icy travel conditions could persist, and then look at these numbers. We could have potentially some single digits over parts of central Texas. So that particular model brought in a little bit of cloud cover late, actually keeping the temperatures up. Here is our updated forecast for Monday night, another round of widespread teens. So again, we showed you Sunday night into Monday in the teens, and then Monday night into Tuesday, another night that will drop down into the teens. So we'll continue our weather impact alert here in the Austin area through Tuesday, because that would be the latest possible impacts from icy travel. But the good news is everybody will go above freezing getting into the afternoon on Tuesday. Beyond that, Wednesday morning still certainly very chilly, but it will be generally an improvement as we get into the back half of the week, a system that we'll keep an eye on as we head into Friday, and temperatures are still in the 40s and low 50s for the weekend. That's what's going on here in central Texas. Let's check in with the weather elsewhere across the state of Texas.
I'm meteorologist Pat Calvin here in Houston. We've got some very cold weather on the way as we head through the next few days. Extreme cold warning in effect for the entire area. This is where we could see dangerous feels like temperatures as low as the single digits, and the worst of the cold coming in Sunday night and again Monday night. So both Monday and Tuesday mornings will be the worst. And that warning goes all the way through noon on Tuesday. That's when temperatures finally start to recover across the area. Okay, so these are the impacts that we're talking about here over the next 2 days. Temperatures being below freezing. We can see some patches of ice on any roadways where there's still any lingering moisture. But again, dangerous cold is the main headline there for Monday and Tuesday morning. There's your Monday planner. Temperatures start in the ice box in the city around 20 degrees, but widespread teens farther north. We do make it above freezing finally as we get to Monday afternoon with lots of sunshine and high temperatures in the upper 30s before we drop back again heading into Monday night. So here's a look at your future temperatures Monday morning. 19 for Brenham, 17 Huntsville, 21 at Bush, even Galveston. The actual air temperature on the thermometer at 28 degrees. For Monday afternoon, pretty much everyone stays in the 30s. Maybe 1 or 2 areas at the coast will make it to 40 degrees, and then a couple areas well to the north, Huntsville, maybe College Station, maybe Livingston, may barely get to the freezing mark with temperatures in the low 30s. We do it again getting into Monday night and Tuesday morning. 17 again in Huntsville, 19 for Brenham, 20 College Station, 26 for Conroe, 27 for Bush, mid-30s for Galveston, and then we do recover getting into Tuesday afternoon. Finally, temperatures across the board out of the 30s into the 40s and even a couple of 50s once you get south of the city. The feels like temperatures, though, are the real brutal impact. Feeling like 2 degrees in Huntsville Monday morning. That's dangerous cold, hypothermia, and frostbite within 20 minutes. 4 degrees for Brenham, 7 degrees for Liberty, 10 degrees your feels like temperature at Angleton. By the afternoon, feels like temperatures for the most part stay in the 20s. And then we're back in the icebox again Tuesday morning, feeling like 17 Brenham, 13 for Huntsville, 25 for Tomball, 23 in Katy, and 21 for the coastal spots from Bay City out towards Brazosport. Your actual air temperature Monday morning, again 22 degrees, but it feels more like 8 degrees in the city of Houston, and again a lot of other spots down to about 20 degrees or if not the teens. So clearing skies for tonight. Dangerous cold comes in for Monday. Sunny, cold, feels more like the 20s with highs in the 30s, and then we do start to rebound after a hard freeze Tuesday morning with a mix of sun and clouds with highs back into the 40s and 50s. Looking ahead, though, to the beginning of February, things stay colder than normal across the eastern half of the U.S. with warmer temperatures building out west. Over the next 10 days, temperatures again below the average high of 64 degrees with another shot of cold air coming in by the end of the week into next weekend. That's a look at your forecast across the area in southeast Texas. Here's a look at what's happening in San Antonio.
I'm Paul Morellis in San Antonio. We still have an ice storm warning that continues until noon. Quite a bit of accumulation of ice, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to about 1/2 an inch in the counties here in purple, mainly in the hill country. Roads are really in bad shape. Also, those bridges, if you don't have to get out, I wouldn't. Also, adjacent to that, we've got a winter storm warning that continues until noon Sunday. And most of the precipitation in the winter storm warning area was the form of freezing rain. So the roads are okay, but because it is so cold, the bridges are icy. So watch out for those bridges until around noon. And then in the ice storm warning area, most of that was sleet. So even the roads are in bad shape this morning. Okay, so as we head through the day today, we're not going to warm up much. Temperatures at noon 30. High temperature in the city will be around 33, 34, and staying in the 20s all day long in the hill country. So you're not going to thaw out a lot. Now we will have solar radiation. We're going to have some sun. That will help. Also, we'll have some wind, and so that will help with the ice and displacing the ice as well. But I think there was so much that fell across the hill country that travel is going to be a real problem again Monday morning. So the forecast for today, clouds this morning, gradually breaking out of the clouds. High temperatures will be, Dow will even hit 35, 34, 33, maybe 35. But notice once the sun goes down, then we'll have another hard freeze overnight, and whatever residual moisture is left over will freeze, especially on those bridges. So travel could be a problem, especially in the hill country tomorrow morning. Notice how the clouds are still with us. It's going to be a while before we see some sun. Main upper level system is kicking out, so no more precipitation, which is good. But with this pattern like this, it is going to be a chilly week ahead for San Antonio. All right, temperatures today topping out 33, maybe 34 at best. Notice in the hill country, temperatures only in the 20s. We're going to see some sun, and again, that's going to help, but won't help entirely. So Monday morning, if you've got to be somewhere all through the hill country, travel is going to be an issue. From San Antonio south and eastward, I think maybe a little more patchy, not as widespread. Temperatures tomorrow morning, 19 in the city, 10 degrees in Fredericksburg, the temperature in Kerrville around 12. Wind chills will be single digits, so way down there. And then high temperatures for Monday only in the mid 30s. Up in the hill country, still right at freezing. This is going to be a long duration freezing event for the hill country. If you're watching Kerrville, around those areas, Kendall County, you may not get above freezing until sometime maybe late morning Tuesday. And then as we look at Tuesday morning, again, another very chilly morning. Let's take a look at those wind chills today. Even with sunshine, wind chill is going to feel like 25, 14 in Kerrville. And look at tomorrow morning. Low temperatures are going to be way down there. Wind chill to 11 and single digit wind chills again in the hill country. And here's what you can expect in East Texas.
Jamie Hazard here in Tyler. New now and next. So new, we have those wind chills tomorrow. Some could see below 0, so it's going to be extremely chilly. We had that wintry mix come in overnight, making it extremely cold, slippery outside. And then so now we're going to have a cloudy and freezing night before those clouds start to move out tomorrow. The sun is going to start to shine, hopefully melt away some of that ice on the floor, but that cold is going to continue. We have that weather impact alert in place till Tuesday morning because of those extremely freezing temperatures that Texas is experiencing right now. So here's that extreme cold warning. Sunday 6 p.m. to Tuesday at noon. Pretty much all throughout East Texas is experiencing this very cold air that we have. And then here you can see Sunday 10 p.m. those future wind chills. So we are very low. So 5 over in Henderson, 6 in Tyler, 4 in Jacksonville, and then we'll be at 7 in Nacogdoches and in Lufkin. So freezing, freezing, freezing. And then all the way into Monday 7 a.m. you could be below 0. So -2 up in Gilmer and Mineola, -3 over in Emory, -2 in Canton, 0 over in Tyler, 1 in Henderson and Jacksonville. So make sure that you are being aware of that. Many things are closed tomorrow here in East Texas, so make sure that you are being aware of that before you head out. It's just going to be extremely cold. And then make sure that you also remember those 4 Ps. Protect yourself. Make sure that you are bundling up, not spending too much time outside. Protect those pets. Bring them inside. Make sure that they are not being exposed to that cold air for too long. Make sure that you're covering those pipes, because this hard accumulation of freezing rain and sleet plus those wind chills, we don't want any burst pipes, so make sure that you're covering those, as well as does, make sure that you're covering those plants because those plants need to be covered or else they will look very sad. And then here is our future skycast. So Sunday, 8 p.m., we're going to be in those 20s in most of the area. And then all the way overnight, we're going to drop into those teens, those low teens as well. So it's going to be very cold for your Monday all the way into your Tuesday as well. But luckily, that cloud cover will start to move out of East Texas. That sun will start to come out, and we should have a little bit of some sunshine to make it feel a little bit nicer for your Monday before getting up into potentially those 30s. And then here is a look at tonight's low. So it's going to be a very chilly evening out there. 11 over in Mineola, 12 in Tyler, 9 over in Henderson, 14 in Nacogdoches, and 19 down in Lufkin. So very, very cold. And then Monday, 8 a.m., 15 degrees, mostly sunny. 1 p.m., 27 degrees, 29 degrees by 5 p.m. So you will have a gradual warm up, but it will be chilly. And then the next 7 days, weather impact alert all the way until Tuesday morning. Monday and Tuesday, if anything melts, things could freeze back really hard, so it's make sure that you're being aware of that. And then we might be in those 50s by Thursday, and then those 40s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And here's what to expect in Waco and Temple.
I'm KCE and Chief Meteorologist Matt Farrell. Here's what's going on in Central Texas. Well, our weather impact alert continues all the way through Tuesday morning. I do expect temperatures will stay below freezing all the way through about noon on Tuesday, so that's why our weather impact alert does go through that morning. Bone chilling cold is what we're talking about. We're talking about temperatures in the teens. We're talking about wind chill values in the single digits, maybe below zero at times, and of course continued road issues. We have that layer of ice on area roadways, and that's not really going to go away until we get those temperatures back up above freezing. So your need, of course, is to limit that travel. Unless you absolutely have to get out and travel, I would avoid area roadways until we start to see some clearing as we head towards the early and middle parts of the week there, and wear all of the layers. When we're talking about wind chill values at or below zero, we're talking about frostbite and hypothermia, so make sure you're covered from head to toe, hats, gloves, scarves, everything that you've got that'll keep you warm. You're going to want it if you have to head outside. Of course, my advice is still to not head outside unless you absolutely have to. I want to show you this look from our tower cam from about 1 o'clock Sunday. It looks like a veritable winter wonderland, but that's not snow. Like I said, that's a layer of ice. Now, the good news is it did fall as mostly sleet, and that is a best case scenario in these situations, but I would still say do not get out on area roadways unless it is absolutely a necessity. I would avoid area roadways until we start to see some of this clearing out across Central Texas. Now, from there, we talk about the temperatures because we have that extreme cold warning in effect until Tuesday morning. Wind chill values could be near zero, at times could be below zero across Central Texas with the very cold air mass still in place. And again, things are not going to warm up here for a couple of days. Take a look here as we head towards Sunday evening, highs only in those middle and upper 20s. By the time we get to Monday morning, those temperatures in the lower teens, maybe in middle teens at times, but again, it's going to be very, very cold by the time you wake up Monday morning. By the time we get to Monday afternoon, some of us flirt with that freezing mark. I think most of us are going to stay below freezing, but a couple of areas may get very, very close. Now, with some sunshine, that could lead to a little bit of melting, maybe a little bit of a slush situation developing on area roadways, but until we get above freezing solidly, we're still going to be dealing with some messy roadways. So we'll keep an eye on that. And again, Tuesday morning, another very cold morning, but then by about noon, we do climb above that freezing mark on Tuesday. Take a look at these wind chills. We're talking near zero by the time you wake up on your Monday morning. By the time you wake up Tuesday morning, we're still talking about feels like temperatures in the single digits across parts of Central Texas. So again, if you don't have to get out in it, I would definitely advise against it. So there's our weather impact alert. Goes through Tuesday morning. Again, we'll get up to about 30, the mid 30s by noon, up to about 40 by the end of the day on Tuesday. Stay in the 40s through Wednesday, Thursday. Now, we'll get some improvement for the mornings, but we're still talking lows in the 20s, so it's still going to be below freezing in the mornings. Then our next front comes through for the end of the week. We could be talking about another potential mixed precipitation event, but we'll keep you updated on that throughout the week. That's a look at Central Texas. Let's see what's going on in Beaumont.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper in Beaumont, and as we're seeing the cold weather certainly here. In fact, temperatures have been holding right around freezing or just above in the East Texas Lakes area, Kerberville, Jasper, Newton today, and along Interstate 10 here in the Triangle, we've been in the mid 30s. So didn't have any ice along Interstate 10 or the Golden Triangle. Kind of talked about that yesterday, so that was good news. And with increasing northerly winds tonight, much lower dew points, some of the water left on the roadways will begin to dry. So that's certainly some good news there. Of course, up in Jasper, let's take a look. That was one of the areas that's having some power problems, power outages. with the ice that fell this morning, the freezing rain. See some of the ice on the power lines and some of the rooftops there. So roads still an issue in the lakes and will be until we get into the day tomorrow. But here in the Triangle, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Weather impact alert night, not only tonight, but tomorrow night as well, due to the hard freeze expected through Tuesday. Of course, that hard freeze. And of course, be sure to download our 12 News app. Now, the clouds are going to help us out a little bit. It's still going to be cold enough. Instead of 20, it'll be 25. So that low cloud deck will help us out here in Southeast Texas. Do not forget the 4 Ps, not only tonight, but certainly tomorrow night when we have clear skies and that hard freeze as well. So temperatures quite cold as we've been talking about the last several days across the region. Current wind chills across Southeast Texas, teens to lower and mid-20s across Southeast Texas. Feels like 15 in Conroe, 11 in Huntsville, here locally running in the lower to middle 20s. And of course, temperatures across the rest of the state very cold, bitter cold. 20 in Tyler, Dallas, 18 Wichita Falls, 36 in Lake Charles, and of course very cold conditions expected, as we said tonight, will drop to about 24, 25, and then upper teens to around 20 for Tuesday morning as skies will clear throughout the morning hours coming up for tomorrow. You can see the low clouds behind our departing storm system off to the east. That'll help us a little bit on temps tonight, but still very cold. More snow across parts of northwest Texas and Oklahoma. And we'll start out with some clouds tomorrow, then slowly clear. Freeze duration tonight, 27 hours for the lakes, 19 inland Southeast Texas, and 14 for here in the Triangle. We wake up tomorrow morning, mid-20s along Interstate 10, lower to mid-20s. Then tomorrow night, 19, 16, and 13 on your freeze duration hours coming up. And of course, Tuesday morning, yep, that's the cold one. Mid to upper teens lakes, upper teens near 20 along Interstate 10 because skies will be clear and the winds will be much lighter. Of course, tonight we'll see temperatures, as we said, in the 20s across the area. Hoping you've taken those precautions outdoors with exposed pipes. And here's what to expect in Midland and Odessa.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Frazier in Midland and Odessa. Here is what we're looking at over the next couple of days. Most of that snow and ice is going to be done falling as of Sunday afternoon. But those freezing temperatures, they are still getting colder and colder. Monday morning, going to be one of the coldest days we have in the forecast. Single-digit temperatures across much of the I-20 corridor, much of the Permian Basin, and notice those wind chill values down into the negatives. All right, well, even as we head into the later part of the morning, it's still cold. I believe this model is going a little bit strong with these numbers. I don't expect wind chill values to be about -13, but even by the afternoon, we kind of stick around the freezing point. So any kind of snow and ice that we've had accumulate over the last 3 days, that's going to hang around. By Tuesday, well, it's still going to be a bit chilly in the morning. A lot of teens with overnight wind chills in those single digits to those lower teens as well, but don't worry, we get above freezing. A couple of those 40s popping into the forecast. That's going to be really helpful in terms of melting down everything. But then we get below freezing during the overnight hours, very similar to what our weather pattern is during our winter months. But what about that future track? Well, we start off Monday morning with a lot of that cloud cover. It clears out by the afternoon, leaving plenty of sunshine. It should help to artificially warm up some surfaces, but not be able to melt a whole lot. A little bit of that cloud cover returns into Monday morning, and then Tuesday, wow, lots of that mostly cloudy skies. Still seeing a little bit of that wind shifting. That's what's going to cause those temperatures to really ramp up across the area. I think we love that. And then by Tuesday evening, just a little bit of that cloud cover. So here's that big system. We're back with a nice warm part, but then we get a quick little dip in that jet stream. We get another cold front coming through Friday. That could lead to a little bit of that isolated precipitation chances. I'm not looking at anything too crazy for the time being, but of course it's going to take a little bit of time before the models fully are in agreement about what kind of precipitation we would see if we see anything come Friday. So over the next couple of days, you might have to start going out and about, going back to work. Definitely give yourself extra time on those roads. They're still very slick. Not a lot of the stuff has melted away. And of course, you got to clear your car off, not just the snow, but also the ice. So give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes extra. We're still going impact alert through Tuesday morning. Yeah, I know, because we still have those negative wind chills and that lingering ice and snow. In the meantime, of course, continue to protect people, pets, pipes, and plants. And don't worry, we're going to get past all of this. We finally get above freezing by Tuesday. Overnight temperature still a little bit on the chilly side. Here's that quick little dip heading into Thursday and Friday, but then we warm back up into those 60s by the weekend. And here's what's to expect in Abilene and San Angelo.
I'm meteorologist Ryan Shoptaw with your West Texas forecast, and this is what I call forecast verification. Some wintry weather, some sleet and snowfall across the entire region with some higher totals and a large narrow band of heavy snowfall out near Lubbock and Amarillo in the last 48 hours. Around San Angelo, the Concho Valley, anywhere from 1/10 to 2 inches of accumulated a mixture of sleet and snowfall. Now, what to expect overnight? Drier conditions, but still cold. Wind speeds on the range of 5 to 10 miles per hour. But look at these future temperatures. Expect a widespread hard freeze across the entire area. Tomorrow morning, again, these are air temperatures, not wind chills, the air temperature. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., -2 to 0 in Abilene, San Angelo, 7 to 8 degrees across Tom Green County along the I-10 corridor towards Sonora and Junction, about 15 to 14 degrees Monday morning. Not much recovery despite the sunshine Monday afternoon. Highs 20s and lower 30s. Some areas to our south emerging above freezing, but still a cold afternoon to kick off the new week. Factor in the winds, again, nothing too gusty, 5 to 10 miles per hour. That'll make these air temperatures feel like the teens and single digits in the overnight. So let's talk about the hour by hour cloud cover. Most of it disperses and moves out. Monday, mostly clear and sunny, looking nice, but still on the cold side. Tuesday morning, a little bit more cloud cover moves in. Now watch what happens as we fast forward through time. Through Wednesday, this ridge will help kind of recover our temperatures. But it doesn't last very long. Weak boundary moves in by Thursday and Friday. This will help generate more cloud cover and also a slight chance for rain. Right now, it's not looking too impressive, and most of any rain that materializes Thursday, Friday, by the end of the week, it looks like it dives farther south towards deep South Texas. I would say between I-10, the coastal bend, the Rio Grande Valley, but it just depends on the exact movement and strength of this upcoming system. But right now, nothing too impressive in this forecast. Let's talk about the 7-day. First, San Angelo. Tomorrow morning and the next few mornings, we're looking at hard freezes. 6 degrees early Monday, 14 early Tuesday, and not much better Wednesday morning, 17 degrees, which is why we have weather impact alerts for the widespread hard freezes. Remember the 4 Ps, people, pets, plants, and pipes. With hard freezing conditions getting a little bit better by Thursday and Friday, 50s. And there's that small chance for rain Thursday and Friday, 20% at best. And then some slightly cooler air moves in by the latter half of next week. But right now, looking pretty quiet in this forecast. But Abilene, 14 degrees Tuesday morning, and Wednesday early about 16 with a mostly sunny sky through Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll send it down to Corpus Christi for the latest Coastal Bend forecast.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Carly Smith here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and we did have some lows fall into the 30s overnight. In fact, all of us, for the most part, were at or below 32 degrees, even this far south. Some pockets of freezing rain mixed in as well. It wasn't widespread, but we did get some reports of some signs having that glaze of ice on them. Our temperatures fell to 32 degrees last night, actually colder at the Corpus Christi airport. By the way, this is actually pretty rare for us. We see an average of 4 nights at or below freezing any given year. So we've hit 1. We expect 2 more. So we're expecting 3 so far within this cold snap. We do have an extreme wind chill warning in place, or an extreme cold weather warning, technically, for that extreme wind chill. That is in place tonight heading into Monday morning. We're talking temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Our wind chill down around 10 degrees here. Yeah, that's right, here in Corpus Christi. So what we are saying you need to do is protect the 4 Ps. That's people, pets, plants, and pipes. and then dress warmly. Lots of layers. A lot of us don't have that many layers. Put on all the cold weather layers you have, because it is going to be cold if you are getting out early. Many schools delayed for that cold weather here around here. 23 is our current record for tonight, and we're going that number for our morning low. So Monday morning, we are looking at a low of 23 degrees, and that's going to put us with an estimated time below freezing for areas like Beeville for 16 hours, 14 hours Corpus Christi, 12 hours for Alice. Even at the beach, Port Aransas, about 8 hours at or below freezing is expected. So here's a look at that timeline. Around 10 p.m., we're already below freezing in Corpus Christi. We'll stay below freezing potentially all the way through 10 a.m. So that would be 12 hours here with that extreme wind chill showing up. 15 is our criteria. We'll see that for several hours as well, starting there around 4 a.m. and then continuing through 9 a.m. in Corpus Christi. Taking a look at your Monday forecast, temperatures do warm up. We'll be back in the 40s, and so we are not really concerned. We didn't see quite enough rain for a lot of puddles to be left around or refreezing to take place, but some neighborhoods could see a puddle that freezes in these conditions. So use caution as you're headed out early on Monday, but shouldn't have any widespread issues. Overnight lows and wind chill 24 versus 11 for Corpus Christi. We do it again. The wind chill not quite as cold into Monday night and Tuesday morning. This is all because of what is known as radiational cooling. The earth just loses heat efficiently. We're clearing our skies out and we're getting extra cold. We just have 2 more days of the extra cold. Then we have a warming trend as we look ahead to the weekend with a chance of rain. Those temperatures over the weekend, they fluctuated a bit, but we'll be keeping an eye on that next system. Thanks for watching, and stay with us throughout this cold snap. And as conditions change, we'll have updates on our free streaming app.